Alex, a seasoned lifeguard, stood tall on his tower, his gaze sweeping across the bustling beach. Years of training and countless hours under the sun had honed his instincts, making him a silent guardian of the shore. He knew the ocean's moods, from its gentle lapping whispers to its fierce, unpredictable roars. Today, a subtle shift in the wind, a darkening on the horizon, hinted at a change. He felt it in his bones. The calm was about to break, and, with it, perhaps, a test of his resolve. Suddenly, a flicker of movement far out caught his eye. A swimmer, struggling against an unseen force, seemed to be drifting further from the safety of the shore. The waves, previously playful, were now growing taller, more insistent, crashing with a new, ominous rhythm. A storm was brewing, and the currents were already pulling with surprising strength, dragging everything in their path. Without a moment's hesitation, Alex grabbed his rescue buoy, his mind already calculating the fastest route. Every second counted. This wasn't a drill. His heart pounded, not with fear, but with the urgent, focused rhythm of purpose. He radioed his team, a quick, concise alert, before launching himself into the churning water. He plunged into the turbulent sea, battling against the relentless pull of the tide and the increasing chop of the waves. Rain began to fall, cold and stinging, blurring his vision, making the distant figure even harder to discern. He pushed through the water, his powerful strokes cutting a path towards the distant, flailing shape, his muscles burning with effort. As he drew closer, fighting for every inch, a chilling realization washed over him, stopping his breath for a split second. The struggling swimmer wasn't an adult caught off guard. It was a small, terrified child, barely visible above the swells, their face pale with fear and exhaustion. The sight ignited a fierce, primal determination within him. This wasn't just a routine rescue. It was a desperate race against time for a tiny, vulnerable life. With a surge of adrenaline, Alex reached the child, who was barely conscious, eyes wide with a desperate, fading hope. He quickly secured the buoy around the shivering body, offering words of calm reassurance despite the roaring wind and crashing waves. "You're safe now," he murmured, his voice firm. The journey back was even harder, the current fighting them every stroke of the way, trying to drag them back into the deep. But Alex held on, his strength unwavering, his focus absolute, shielding the child as best he could. Finally, with the help of his team on shore, they pulled the child to safety, where paramedics immediately took over. As the little one coughed up water, gasping for air, and was quickly attended to, Alex stood, drenched and exhausted, watching the scene unfold. He looked back at the now raging sea, then at the small, recovering figure, a profound sense of relief washing over him. In that moment, he understood the immense fragility of life and the profound privilege of being able to make a difference. It wasn't just a job. It was a sacred calling, a silent promise to protect, to be there when the unthinkable happened, and to bring hope back from the depths.